Imagine quitting one of the highest-paying jobs on Wall Street to sell books on the internet. In 1994, that idea sounded ridiculous. Most people had never bought anything online. The internet itself was still a mystery. Experts believed shopping would always happen in physical stores. Friends questioned the decision. Investors were skeptical. Even family members wondered if it was a huge mistake. But one man saw something nobody else could. He saw the internet growing at 2,300% every year. And he believed that one day, people wouldn't just buy books online. They would buy everything. That man was Jeff Bezos. The company he started in a small garage would eventually become one of the most valuable businesses in history. Today, millions of packages leave Amazon warehouses every single day. Its cloud technology powers a huge part of the internet. Its influence reaches almost every industry. But here's the unbelievable part. For years, Amazon barely made any profit. Wall Street criticized it. Analysts predicted its failure. Competitors laughed. Yet Jeff Bezos refused to change his strategy. So, how did a tiny online bookstore become a trillion-dollar empire? Why did investors keep believing in a company that wasn't making money? And what business strategy made Amazon impossible to stop? Today, we're uncovering the untold story of Amazon, a story of vision, risk, relentless execution, and one decision that completely changed global commerce. This is the story of Amazon. Before becoming one of the richest people in the world, Jeff Bezos wasn't an entrepreneur. He was a successful executive on Wall Street. He worked at D.E. Shaw, one of the most respected investment firms in New York. The salary was excellent. The career path looked secure. Many people would have stayed there for life. But Bezos noticed something unusual. The internet wasn't growing slowly. It was exploding. According to the data he studied, internet usage was increasing by more than 2,300% every year. To him, that wasn't just a statistic. It was an opportunity. He believed history was about to change, and he wanted to be part of it. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" he asked himself a different question. "When I'm 80 years old, will I regret not trying?" That simple mindset became one of the most famous business philosophies ever, and it changed his life forever. If Bezos wanted to build the future of online shopping, why didn't he start by selling electronics, or clothes, or expensive products? The answer was surprisingly simple. Books. Millions of different titles existed. No physical bookstore could keep every book in stock. But an online store had no such limitation. Customers could search thousands, even millions, of titles from a single website. It was the perfect product for the early internet. So in 1994, Jeff Bezos left his job, packed his belongings, and drove across America to Seattle. During that road trip, he was already writing the business plan for what would become Amazon. He named the company after the Amazon River because he wanted to build the biggest store on Earth. At the beginning, there were no giant offices, no massive warehouses, no billion-dollar investors, just a garage, a few computers, and an idea that most people didn't understand. Amazon officially launched in 1995. Its mission was simple: sell books online. The website wasn't beautiful. The logo was basic. The technology often crashed. Orders had to be packed by hand. Jeff Bezos and his small team worked day and night. Sometimes, they packed books on the floor because they couldn't afford proper packing tables. One employee suggested buying workbenches. Bezos agreed, but instead of purchasing expensive furniture, he bought cheap wooden doors and turned them into desks. Those famous door desks became a symbol of Amazon's culture. Spend money only where it truly matters. Everything else, save. Every dollar counted. Every customer mattered. And slowly, people started noticing something different. Amazon wasn't just selling books. It offered a better experience. More selection, lower prices, customer reviews, easy ordering, fast delivery. Features that feel normal today were revolutionary back then. The response surprised everyone. Orders arrived from all across the United States. Then, from countries Bezos had never expected, packages were shipped to customers in dozens of nations. For a company operating from a garage, it felt unbelievable. Investors finally began paying attention. Amazon wasn't just another internet startup. It was proving that people were willing to trust online shopping. But success created a new problem. Demand was growing much faster than Amazon could handle. The small team worked longer hours. Warehouses became overcrowded. The pressure kept increasing. Yet Jeff Bezos wasn't satisfied, because in his mind, selling books was never the final goal. It was only the beginning. He envisioned something much bigger. An online store where customers could buy almost anything. A marketplace without limits. An idea that sounded impossible in the 1990s, but would eventually reshape global commerce. By the late 1990s, Amazon was growing at an incredible speed. Investors loved internet companies. Money flowed into startups with little more than an idea. It seemed like the internet would make everyone rich. Then, everything changed. In 2000, the dot-com bubble burst. Technology stocks collapsed. Hundreds of internet companies disappeared almost overnight. Billions of dollars were wiped out. Amazon wasn't spared. Its stock price fell by more than 90% from its peak. Wall Street declared Amazon another internet failure. Newspapers questioned whether the company would survive. Many analysts believed bankruptcy was only a matter of time. But while everyone focused on Amazon's falling stock price, Jeff Bezos focused on something else: the business itself. He famously reminded his team that the stock market is not the customer. If Amazon continued serving customers better than anyone else, the market would eventually recognize its value. It was a risky belief, but Bezos never stopped investing. Most companies focus on competitors. Amazon focused on customers. Every major decision started with one question: what creates the best customer experience? Lower prices, faster delivery, more selection, simpler shopping. Even if those decisions reduced short-term profits, many investors hated this strategy. Why spend billions building warehouses? Why invest so much in logistics? Why expand into new industries? To outsiders, it looked reckless. To Bezos, it was the foundation of the future. His philosophy was simple. It's always day one. That meant acting like a startup. Stay curious. Move fast. Keep innovating. Never become comfortable. That mindset became one of Amazon's greatest competitive advantages. Then came one of the smartest business decisions in modern history. While building Amazon, the company had created powerful internal computer infrastructure. Instead of keeping that technology for itself, Amazon asked a simple question: what if other businesses could rent our computing power? In 2006, Amazon launched Amazon Web Services, better known as AWS. At first, many people barely noticed. Why would anyone rent servers over the internet? But as more businesses moved online, the demand exploded. Startups no longer needed to buy expensive data centers. They could simply use AWS. Companies like Netflix, Airbnb, Spotify, and thousands of others built their services using cloud computing. Ironically, the world's largest online retailer had quietly become one of the world's largest technology infrastructure companies. Today, AWS generates billions of dollars in revenue and has been a major source of Amazon's operating profit. It wasn't just another business. It became one of Amazon's biggest competitive strengths. Amazon didn't stop with books, or electronics, or cloud computing. It entered groceries, entertainment, artificial intelligence, smart home devices, healthcare, advertising, logistics, and even space through Jeff Bezos' separate company, Blue Origin. Every new industry followed the same pattern. Enter slowly, learn quickly, invest heavily, improve relentlessly. Many competitors underestimated Amazon, just as traditional retailers had done years earlier. By continuously reinvesting profits into innovation, Amazon built an ecosystem that became difficult to compete with. It wasn't just selling products anymore. It had become part of everyday life for millions of people around the world. The story of Amazon isn't really about books. It's about long-term thinking. Jeff Bezos made decisions that often looked wrong in the short term. He accepted criticism, ignored quarterly headlines, and focused on what customers would want years into the future. That approach required patience, discipline, and the courage to invest before everyone else believed. Amazon teaches one of the most important lessons in business. Big companies aren't built by chasing today's profits. They're built by creating tomorrow's value. Success rarely happens overnight. It comes from thousands of small decisions, made consistently, over many years. From a garage to one of the most valuable companies in history, from selling books to reshaping global commerce, Amazon's journey proves that the biggest opportunities often begin with ideas that sound impossible. The future doesn't belong to the company with the biggest stores or the most money. It belongs to the company willing to adapt before everyone else. And perhaps that's why Amazon didn't just survive the internet revolution. It became one of the companies that defined it. This was the untold story of Amazon, and this is Empire Exposed Files. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to Empire Exposed Files for more untold stories behind the world's biggest companies, billion-dollar empires, and the business decisions that changed history. Because behind every great company, there's a story worth uncovering.